Hey everybody, welcome to another Penguin special, and this time we are doing St. Patrick's Day, but we're going to call it St. Penguin's Day because that is what you do. So this is another DC20 holiday special thanks to you guys, the supporters, and today we actually have the supporters playing with us. So we're going to go around the horn real quick. First of all, you all know I'm Jacob from Avenue Studios. I don't need to go over that too much, but who do we have here with us tonight? Let's start with 𝓕𝓸𝓻𝓰𝓸𝓽𝓮�.
Well, I'm 𝓕𝓸𝓻𝓰𝓸𝓽𝓮�᷄. I'm playing a little beaver named Kip, and she's a sorcerer, and she's just very happy to be here at St. Penguin's Day. She's so happy to see all of her friends, and it's spring, and you just have to make sure that you don't stand too close to her, because sometimes there's like some sparks and sparkles, and then there's like a boom, but she's super happy to be here, and
awesome. Super happy to be here. Cool. As always, tell us how sound sounds. How sound resounds in your ears, Dan likes to say. And 𝓕𝓸𝓻𝓰𝓸𝓽𝓮�᷄, you're a huge supporter of our shows. I really appreciate it. Always enjoy having you in chat, but now we get to have you on game. Let me share an image of your character real quick before we go too crazy. Look at that. Adorable. Innocent.
that picture makes me so happy.
You look at it, it feels all warm and snuggly. All right. Awesome. Jumping down to Glen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Glen. You may know me from such things as DC20 West Marches, Clever, Cool, Creative, the in development light RPG system, and of course the fabulous fundraiser RPGs versus AD for the Alzheimer's Association Longest Day. But tonight, on this very special St. Penguin's Day holiday, you will get to know St. Penguin. St. Penguin. Some call him Commander Penguin St. Penguin. Of the St. Penguin.
What a title. Commander Penguin of St. Penguin, right? Did I get it right?
Commander Penguin St. Penguin.
That is fantastic. And I believe that you just sent me some flyers for one of them has art, one of them doesn't. There we go. So let me open this. Actually, so Glenn, another huge supporter. We've hung out with you in person. It was really a lot of fun. You actually, I'm hoping to have your game on our system too eventually. So, and in a minute, I'll show the flyer for the AD, I always say this wrong, role-playing games versus AD, RPGs versus AD. I'll show that in a minute, but who is our other supporter we have here? Dan's Good, or Dan Good, but I call him Dan's Good, so that's...
Hey everybody, I'm Dan. Tonight I'm playing Clyde. He loves his shillelagh and a good pint.
Very nice. That's simple, right? All right. And you know what I forgot to do? Because Jacob's doing too much, this is Glen's character. Isn't he adorable also?
Absolutely. Stunning.
So debonair.
Fantastic. And then I'll show Dan's Good's character here in a second. I'm just going to grab an image. Not working. Okay, we're just going to ignore it. I'll show the image later.
Actually, I think we're all going to see his image all the time because I think that's what's popping up instead of his actual video.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to grab the document and you sent me an image of that, but it was being stubborn.
I think Austin would approve of this.
Austin would very much approve of this. For sure. Awesome. And so my question to you guys is, do you think your characters know each other? Or is this going to be a random encounter?
For Clyde, it's definitely random.
Love it.
I would say random as well.
I'm going to say Commander St. Penguin knows of some of the people at this festival, but doesn't know the people at this festival.
That's perfect. The festivities do abound. We are in the wonderful penguin village. It's filled with penguins and lots of their little hovels, huts, and all over the place. But they have set up quite the spread. The smells in the air of all of the different foods cooking, all of the different visitors visiting. We have our cowkin, our Highland cow folk that are hanging out with us, enjoying these wonderful festivities. And that we call them cowkin in this particular realm of the world. You'll see there are some penguin folk, there's a couple of otter folk, and but Mr. Beaver is not there. He is, well, maybe, we'll see if he shows up, right? Because he always just comes at random times. But Mr. Beaver is not in the main crowd as of right this moment. So there is a ton of different games and fun activities set up. Let me just chat. We already got chat going. Hi, Galaxy. Hi, Chris. Hi, T-Dog. Man, look at all these people. You should let me know.
I may be a penguin, but I always try to roll like a fox.
Is this going to be all night? Because I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so there's games going on all over. So the three of you are separately wandering around. I'm sure you glance at each other at some point in time. And so I'm going to give you guys a list of a couple different games that are going on that you can join at any time that you want, whether it be the same time or at different times. The tuber toss. Who doesn't love throwing a massive potato at a target? I mean, everybody loves that.
What? Not so good. I have little arms.
There's always the Shamrock Sprint, a test of your speed and balance. You must navigate an icy, slippery ice track while carrying a Shamrock banner. Don't want to fall.
I have little legs too.
There's always the jig off, where we test to see how well you can dance. You have to keep up with increasingly fast music. Last one dancing wins. Of course, the more you guys win, by the way, the more tokens you're going to get. They happen to be pebbles, if anybody lost the last episode. And the more
those pebbles.
But not the love pebbles. These are just plain pebbles with little penguin images on them.
Well, any pebble that Penguin St. Penguin has is a love pebble.
Penguin St. Oh boy. All right. Then there is so once you have whoever has the most pebbles, one is going to be named the king and the other one's going to be named the queen. Of course, there is the green tide gambit. That is where you must find the real shamrock amongst the pile of fakes. The idea of that is trying to use your trickery or your investigation, trying to figure out if you can figure out which one works. There's a dance battle. Then there is, which I think this might be our beautiful Clyde's favorite one, the kelp brew chug and battle cry. So not only do you have to chug this delicious kelp brew, you then have to battle cry afterwards. The more you chug and the more you scream, the better it is.
The brew sounds quite enticing. But for Dan, that does not sound like a good idea because the kids are sleeping.
Oh. I'll try not to make you scream, but we can leave it to the dice, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Then at the end of the night, there are teams that are thrown together to participate in the tug of war, which is going to encourage teamwork and strength. So, but that's later. Let's focus.
Love a good rope pull.
So we have the tuber toss, the shamrock sprint, the jig off, the Green Tide Gambit, the Kelp Brew Chuggin Battle Cry. Do any of them sound interesting to you guys?
What was the dance?
Oh, the what? Sorry.
What was the one that involved a
Dance off?
Oh, the Jig-Off Showdown. See if you can keep up with the musicians.
Oh boy.
Well, that might have some promise.
All right.
I was looking for a Baccarat game, but doesn't seem like cards are up for tonight.
Give me 1 second. I'm helping Michelle.
You might have instead of a kelp brew, you might have some sort of like kipper martini or something later.
All right, as you approach the area, it's clearly they got tons of music going on. They got some great musicians playing songs. You see these wonderful penguins, and then playing the bass drum. You have this awesome, cool Highlander Cowkin just beating the drum. And you see some people are in there, and they're doing intervals of like they go fast, and then there's a judge who's pointing them and kicking them out. And it is a good time, and so the music's just going, and of course people are watching on, and yeah, exactly. What does Penguin St. Penguin? There is a gentleman who's standing outside this like roped off area. He's clearly the guy you talk to when you want to get entrance.
So, how does one get into the Jig-Off?
Aren't you a dapper little fella?
Quite.
Well, I mean, if you're looking to sign up, I'll just write your name down here on this plaque, and then we get you up in there. And then once the judge kicks you out, you'll be done, and they'll score your points. How many songs do you think you'll last there?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably 5.
Probably 5, he says.
Are you guys dancing together?
I couldn't dance if it herd? Save the herd. I could not dance if it had to save the herd.
Well, that's fine. What is your name, little dapper man?
By the way, my little beaver, she's got this stick, and she's just chewing on it while she's walking around.
I think he was talking to you, Glenn.
He is asking Glen's name.
Yes, the name is St. Penguin. Penguin. St. Penguin.
Oh, how serious of you. Well,
it was really my parents who were the serious ones.
You know what's funny? Penguin St. Penguin. You think on St. Penguin's Day, that name would be taken, but it's not. So I guess congratulations, this is for you. All right, well, step right up and let me see how well you can dance.
Well,
come on, lad, give us a show.
I usually
very good.
Start off with a little tango.
Are you asking me to dance with you?
No, I think so. Who else is around?
I mean, there's a lot of people, tons of penguins. There's a couple swans in the crowd, if you remember the swans from all the other adventures.
Whoa. I do. Is there a particularly swift-footed swan in sight?
I gotta look at all the swift-footed. Are we talking Gleamfeather, Drift Down?
I think Gleamfeather sounds delightful.
Oh boy. All right. She is currently chatting with Connor. They seem to be pretty deep in conversation. I'm not going to roleplay Dan's character, so.
So St. Penguin saunters over and says, "Excuse me, old boy. May I borrow your swan for a dance, purely for the pebbles?"
He'll just gesture, and she'll do her little and she'll step up and grab your hand. You probably get the idea that many people have asked for her to dance, but you are probably the most finestly dressed. Finestly, that works. The finest.
That is how we say on the row. Finestly. It's very good, and I will engage in the tango with the Lady Swan.
All right. So, as any proper man should lead a lady in the dance, I guess you're going to have to make a roll.
I guess so. Well, I am going to guess that this would. I mean, I guess there's a couple ways to go, but since we're doing the tango, I would manually try to pull her along, but then Pulse rejects me, and then I would have to drag her back into my sphere of influence. Perhaps a athletics check.
Yes, you could do. I'm letting this be pretty loosey-goosey. Obviously, you're not going to be crafting brews, but if it makes sense, I'll take an athletics check.
Well, let's give it a shot. And I will say the thing you may not know about the St. Penguins is we do have very happy feet.
This is true.
So let's see here. So which means I get to do dance maneuvers with advantage.
Are you using the Penguin-born homebrew?
He is, yes.
I am.
Oh, love it. Thank you.
Just about to say something too. Let's see. I forgot who designed this. It's Claudio.
Yes, Claudio.
Yeah.
Claudio Wild.
And you can find that over on the DC20 Discord.
Yep.
Claudio also has a YouTube channel, I believe. If you just type in Claudio Wild, you can find him there.
All right. A 15. All right. So you're going to put on a decent dance. The flippered feet of the goose are a bit slower than your fast flippered penguin feet, and you clearly are better at her. And she's actually having a hard time keeping up. So what do you do to adjust? Maybe a different skill check, agility or something else, maybe a presence to encourage her.
I whisper into her downy ear, "You've got this, lady. Let's impress that other penguin off to the side looking on. Let's show him why he should pay attention to you." And I would like to make a dancing influence check.
Yeah, get it.
GM, is this like a group competition? Like there's multiple dancers going on right now?
Absolutely, yes.
Ooh, I would like to assist.
Okay.
And give a help dice, but I'm going to use my taunt, and I'm going to say, "Hey, McConnell, you Mick suck."
Oh, I love it.
As I see one of my cowkin dancing.
I love it.
So if I am understanding correctly, this wonderful, burly, Highland-esque cowkin has taunted our opponents, giving me a D8 help die, and I am quite using my influence and my happy feet for this.
Yes.
Then let's see the dance.
All right, definitely doing better, and you're starting to draw a crowd. Of course, our sweet little Gleamfeather has made a name for herself amongst the penguins, but the cowkin have not seen how wonderful she is. But boy, does Penguin St. Penguin put on the show and spin her around the dance floor to the point where they bump into another penguin and knock him off kilter bits, but maintaining the dance with the beat. Is there anything else Penguin St. Penguin would like to add to that?
So, I think what I'd like to add is to the crowd. with a smile and glint in my eye, always bet black and white. And I'd actually like to encourage using my tradecraft in gaming, the crowd to basically come on our side, bet on us, and thus really get us going with our dance.
All right. You may make this check.
Yes, let me get to my trade. All right, gotta scroll down. There it is, gaming. My happy gaming with the dance. Dance gaming. Let the dice roll.
Uh-oh. How would you like to take it over for a slight failure? Now, mind you, you are still commanding the dance floor. You have done well thus far. But what would be a delay amongst the dance battle?
It appears that there are some opponents who are drawing some of the game. I'm wondering if perhaps someone's been betting against us heavily.
So Kip can't help herself. She's been dancing off to the side and doing the. So she actually jumps onto the middle of the dance floor and uses her sorcery, her spell, and she just makes sparkles and stuff swirl around her, and she's just doing the hip bump and hitting other people. Not on purpose, but that's just the way she dances, and her tail is flopping around.
Oh, I love it. Slapping up against the people. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And at that moment, there is bets being placed on Penguin St. Penguin. And you... and you crash into one of the guys collecting some of the seashells that they use for currency, and he's going to dump and spill them all amongst the floor. And for the last check, Penguin St. Penguin, you now have to dance and lead sweet little Gleamfeather through the field of monies on the ground that are going to be slippery seashells.
Slippery seashells indeed. So, let me get over here.
I don't know if that's actually
interesting. What an interesting conundrum we have with the slippery seashells. Luckily, both of us are used to slipping and sliding, as one might call us waterfowl adjacent.
Nice.
Let's see here. It's always... Yeah. So, but I do think in general, this would probably come under just a acrobatics check, I think, really. Keep our balance on the dance floor.
I love it. Please, yes.
Let's see here.
High knucklebone of fickle fortune.
Wish me luck.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's almost a 20. Almost.
All right. As you go to acrobatically dance, the spilling of the seashells scatter across the dance floor. Your penguin flippers begin to spin and tipple and topple. And lucky enough, you don't fully fail. You catch yourself, but it interrupts the whole dance, to the point where the musicians have to stop. And they have
I always stop the show.
It's true. All right, let me check one more thing. So just pause for a second. We're having some video quality issues, which is not normal. I think some settings got bumped, so give me 1 second while I just take a look with Michelle. Actually, if the three of you want to just role play for a second with the beaver, tell us what you're doing.
Oh, well, I was dancing, and I'm sure that my little fat feet were kicking a lot of those shells around, making caltrops and trip hazards. But I'll find somebody who looks like he wants to dance. I think I come up to the cowman's knees, but that's probably not a place I want to be. If he's wearing a kilt, I'm not sure.
What a show, you funny penguin. I love it here.
But she's all sparkling around and laughing and kind of rainbow colors. That's what the sparkles are.
All right, the gentleman leading the group sees the chaos that's happening, and he instantly like, "All right, quickly, get some rounds, quickly!" And running forth, a bunch of kelp brews are coming and being placed in each of your hands, and of course, right away, Gleamfeather is attended to. And is offered a hand to be lifted up and escorted back over to Connor. And the judge is going to come up to you, Penguin St. Penguin, and you started off very strong in the dance, for sure. Maybe how about we don't count that last little bit, right? I mean, it wasn't your fault. There were a scattering of seashells amongst the dance floor.
Well, yes, that seems very St. Penguin's Day spirited of you.
But I do say, he brushes your jacket off. What brings you? What brings you here? Just feel like celebrating the Penguins. You're the finest dressed here, and you don't have any green on you.
Well, you don't have any green that you see.
He's not sure how to take that.
People rarely do. Anyway, came to enjoy the festival, check out all the fine folk here. It seems like you have quite the turnout. There's wonderful swans and penguins, of course, and cattlekin and beaver folk. Any other peoples attending the festival? Deer folk, rat folk, any others taking in the festivities?
He spits at rat folk, and no rat folk come amongst us. We are civilized. Those rat folk live in tribes and feast upon our bodies and what's not. Practically cannibals.
That seems terrible. I'm glad to hear that they aren't here then.
Well, what did you say, Zaxania?
Did all of us get a drink or just him?
If you want one. No, they pass out all over.
Oh, Clyde definitely has a kelpie in his hand.
Well, it's probably pretty big and her head will disappear into it, but...
Good job. Drink a little faster and you might feel something.
This
it's
just be careful not to be too close to his kilt when you do.
She's just drinking.
That's awesome.
So, you were quite sparkly out there on the dance floor.
Click, click. And then there's a giant burp. Oh, rumblies and the tumblies. Yes. Oh, that was much fun. Very brave of you to go dancing out there with everybody, but I couldn't help it. I just felt like moving and shaking, and sometimes I sparkle. It's all fun. It's all fun.
I'm St. Penguin, Penguin St. Penguin, and you are?
Oh, nice to meet you, Penguin St. Penguin, Mr. Penguin. I'm Kip the beaver, yeah. So I got washed downstream and there was a lot going on, so I thought that I would just come and see what everybody's doing.
Ah, well, welcome to the festival.
Thank you.
And who is your large bovine brethren here?
Brethren, I am no brother. I am Clyde.
He's Mr. Cowman, just like
Hi, Clyde, you are.
I am a kin of the cows, yes.
A cowkin, one might say.
I suppose so. You come to drink the kelpie? Here, lad. As I reach over to grab an extra kelpie for Penguin, say Penguin.
Actually, I've already got one. Okay.
No, double time, sir.
Oh, double time. Very good. So I will imbibe my first one and see how it tastes.
It's very kelpy, but delicious, well made, special made. This one in particular has salmon roe in it.
Oh, delightful. How very caviar of them.
They're getting stuck between my teeth.
What is caviar?
It's like little salty bubbles of delight.
Delicious. This is why the kelpie is so good.
Yes.
All right, give me an awareness check, Penguin St. Penguin, as you kick back your drink and you're kind of darting your eyes around. Please.
Indeed. An awareness check you shall have, sir. Let me just double check one thing here. All right. Oh, no, just right. Hold on a second. How do I take this off? Okay, I'm like, how do you remove advantage from a roll? It keeps going up.
You right click.
Right click.
Yep.
I remembered.
Well done,
Outstanding.
Anastasia. Once you figure out the system, it makes a ton of sense. All right. Yeah, so Penguin St. Penguin, you kick back your drink, and as you do, you take in your senses and your surroundings, your sight ears, and sound and sights, and everything looks copacetic. The dancing music is kicking back off. The everything is fine, dandy. I mean, there's Cowkin over there tossing potatoes, and there's penguins also attempting to toss the potatoes. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary here.
Hey, maybe we should go toss some potatoes. I think I could toss both of y'all, and y'all could toss a potato, and we could get it extra far.
Did you just say you want to toss me while I'm holding a potato?
That sounds about right.
How's one done?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Either way, we should pick up potatoes and toss them.
Okay. I'll do. Okay. Yeah, I'll do. I'll do all the games. Are we gonna battle cry with these, or do we need more? Should we do that later?
All at once.
We can battle cry while we're drinking kelpie brew and being tossed like a potato.
Yes,
No?
whatever you... Yes, for the herd.
For the herd. She says, for the herd! And then she starts drinking more of her brew.
Uh-oh.
That's another one converted, lads. Let's get moving.
Oh
What's this mug made out of? Is it wood?
no. Oh man.
Metal?
I was gonna say whalebone, but wood works.
Okay, because if it's made out of wood, she's gonna start chewing on it.
Oh, perfect. It's made out of wood.
If it was whalebone, she also might start chewing on it.
Nice. All right.
So while they're
Those are the best.
entering this tuber tossing competition and eating mugs, Penguin St. Penguin will be hanging back a little bit, surveying the crowd. I know nothing untoward came across my attention, but I'm going to look to see if anyone's showing signs of concern or nervousness in the crowds.
I mean, the only one who's nervous is the gentleman who is walking over towards you. He's got a penguin on his shoulder. His name is Angus McFluffy, and of course, he is the legendary master of games. As he overheard some really interesting shenanigans. Ho ho ho! You group over there, you three, come to me! And the little penguin on his shoulder. Yeah, get over here.
Huh. Well, That's interesting.
Kip, run! They're onto us!
Wait a minute.
She'll actually throw her thing and she'll start to run.
Oh no! Wait, don't run! Oh, I thought you had a good idea. Come back!
Oh, wait, sorry. I spooked her.
I think he was asking you to join him, not flee him.
My presence is a bit on the commanding side.
Oh, I'll come back.
Beaver 𝓕𝓸𝓻𝓰𝓸𝓽𝓮𝓷
We're very eager.
An eager beaver, you might say.
Oh man. All right, so for all of our viewers and chatters, we're actually going to crash OBS for a second. It should just blip on YouTube for probably 10 seconds. I'm going to shut down the OBS and restart it. For some reason, all of our connections are really good. I'm getting good internet speeds. I think it just might have been a little blip in the system. So if you guys just give me a second, I want to fix it so that later on when people rewatch this awesomeness, because we already had an epic dance battle, but I want to make sure people can see when we start moving to, if we ever make it to the maps. I'll be right back. So hold that thought for a second. We're going to do this.